Welcome back to the Wear Wag Repeat Podcast. I am your host, Tori Mystic. I am back here in my office, and behind me, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see my dog Bert. Hi, Bert. I am not sitting on the couch. I was filming some other stuff today. So I am sitting on my little stool for my remote podcast setup. I was just recording a really cool episode where I was a guest co-host for the Dog TV podcast, and that's going to be coming out on National Dog Day, which is August 26th. So I'm really excited about that, but that's not what we're talking about today. I want to talk to you about why I have been gone and there hasn't been a new episode of the Wear Wag Repeat podcast in over a month or so. So if you're a regular listener and you follow me and you're on my email list, then you probably know what I am about to say, but just in case you don't, the reason why I've been kind of MIA here on the podcast is because my sweet, beloved dog, Lucy, passed away on June 2nd. So we had been battling cancer with Lucy for the previous 6 months. She was diagnosed in December with a type of cancer called hemangiosarcoma, and she had a splenic mass hemangiosarcoma, which means that she had a bunch of big masses on her spleen that were kind of where the hemangiosarcoma originated, I guess is what you could say. But unfortunately, there was really no treatment options necessarily at her age and at the condition of her masses and everything like that. So we just did what we could do to make the best of whatever time we had left. And what we ended up having left was 6 months, which is great because the prognosis is really 1 to 3 months. So I consider us to be very lucky. And I'm going to start crying if I talk about it, but I'm just, really blessed to have had the time that I did have with her and that it could be as pain-free as possible for her. Oh my gosh, waterworks coming. But that's really why I haven't been active here on the podcast. So I did my best to batch out and pre-record some episodes. And I actually had some episodes that were recorded but not edited. And I just wasn't up to getting them out there. So I think I left you hanging with part 1 of a 2-part series. But it just is what it is, folks. So I'm sorry if you were disappointed by that, but I'm sure that you're all pet people and you understand that when you lose, I don't know. I'm not really someone who uses the word heart dog. It just doesn't resonate with me. But when you lose your sidekick, your best bud, your companion, it's very difficult to keep up with everything. So sometimes plans change. And that's why I'm here today, even though I've been gone for a little minute. But I'm really excited to be back here on the podcast. I would like to commit to publishing new episodes on a regular basis. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to keep up with the once a week schedule though. So for my loyal listeners, I've been coming out with a new episode every single Wednesday for 6 years. That's a long time, guys. That's a very long time. It's hundreds of interviews with cool, creative, interesting, inspiring women in the pet industry. Only one man has snuck onto my show in the past 6 years and hundreds of episodes. And that's okay. He was a co-founder. I didn't know he was going to be on the interview, and it's okay. No hate, no shade. But there was just one man who snuck on here. Otherwise, this show has been 100% dedicated to supporting and highlighting and amplifying women in the pet industry. And I'm so lucky to have been able to do that. And what a journey, and how many awesome people I've met and stories I've shared. So thank you so much for listening. So I am going to keep publishing new episodes, but I want you to know there's a huge archive. There's hundreds of episodes in here that you can go back and listen to. And a lot of them are really evergreen and still relevant, especially the interviews with different petpreneurs and entrepreneurs in the pet industry. You can learn from people who have grown 6-figure businesses, even beyond that, $1 million businesses, people who have become bestsellers on Amazon, who have gotten amazing publicity, who've been picked up by Shark Tank. There's so many amazing stories that we have to share here in the archives of the Wear Wag Repeat podcast. So if you're looking for a particular story or a particular niche, like maybe you're a pet sitter or a pet product or something like that, just let me know. You can send me an email anytime, tori@wearwagrepeat.com, and I will help you find the episodes and interviews and resources that you're looking for. So I will keep publishing new episodes here. I'm not sure that it's going to be weekly, and that's because with Lucy's passing, I have really done a lot of soul searching, as you would expect, and really kind of came to the realization that I want to get back to my roots of why I started Wear Wag Repeat in the first place. So I started Wear Wag Repeat when Lucy was 1, and she made it to 13 and a half. So that means I started my blog 12 and a half years ago. And I had my previous dog, Lola, also at the same time. And I remember writing a lovely blog post to kind of say goodbye to Lola when it was her time to go. And I guess I'll have to muster the courage to do something like that for Lucy as well. I did do an Instagram post after she passed. But anyhow, the whole reason why I started Wear Wag Repeat was I wanted to show people how to have the very best life with your dog. And I feel like that's kind of a vague general statement, and there's a lot of other people out there claiming to do similar things, and that's wonderful. There's a space here for all of us. But what I have realized is that I have really sunk so much time and energy into the petpreneur side of things and less energy into the life with pets side of things that I kind of want to shift the scales a little bit. So I think I'm going to be spending a little bit less energy putting out free content about how to market your pet business online. And I'm going to put more energy into creating lots of free content about how to make the most of life with your dog, make the most of life together, and importantly, how to enrich their lives. Because, I'm a certified canine enrichment expert now. And so I really want to put that expertise and experience to use and share all of the things that I know about how to give your dog the best life possible. So like I said, this might be a little bit of a shift for me. This year, I have also really been focusing on my membership community, Wear Wag Repeat Society. So that is still there, still up there, still running that. And I love running the membership so much. I love my members in there. We have a couple dozen petpreneurs in there. And every month we have group calls. I said grouply. We have monthly group calls where we get together and talk about whatever the theme is for that month. So it might be monetization or streamlining your systems or doing a networking and collaboration and marketing push. So we have those monthly calls, but my favorite thing is the weekly office hours in there. And I really love this because I'm getting to know my members one-on-one. A lot of them I've known for over 5 years because this is the 5th year of Wear Wag Repeat Society. So some people are OGs and they've been in there the whole time. And then I have other people who just joined this month. So I really love the office hours because that's one-on-one. It's through this really great walkie-talkie app called Voxer, which is totally free on your phone. There's a desktop version, but the app works a lot better. And you just find me and send me a message and we can have a little back and forth. It's like a walkie-talkie combined with WhatsApp. So you can send a voice note, you can send a text message, you can send pictures, videos, whatever you want. And people are every week sending me different questions and brainstorming and bouncing ideas off of me about how to market and grow their pet businesses. So I love the office hours. And oh, by the way, it's totally you don't have to schedule anything. It's unscheduled. I respond to all the messages on Thursday mornings, but when my members send me their messages, they can send them at any time. So you don't have to schedule anything. You don't have to worry about being available at a certain time or a certain day or whatever, because I know our lives are all very busy and all of our businesses are really different. right? So scheduling seems to be a sticky spot for a lot of people. So I solved that problem. And you can send me a message anytime, and then I'll respond during the office hours time on Thursday mornings. So I'm loving getting to know people one-on-one more through these office hours and our group calls. And speaking of archives, there's a huge archive of lessons and resources and guest expert lessons also there in Wear Wag Repeat Society. And that's still going to be available. And I'm still going to be serving my members in there. I'm just going to be spending less time marketing the membership and doing free promotional things like this podcast. So sorry to break it to you, but some of the free content is going to be kind of reduced a little bit. My output is going to be reduced just a little bit, so I can get back to my roots and back to my mission of really helping pet parents. And I love that that's a term. When I started Wear Wag Repeat, I don't think pet parent was even a term that people used. So that's how long I've been at this and how far we've come. And I'm really excited to kind of work more on my pet parent audience and grow that, because that is my original mission for why I started Wear Wag Repeat. So I will be creating a lot more canine enrichment type content. I just reactivated my TikTok account. I don't know what I was thinking, but if you want to come connect with me on TikTok, I guess I will be posting some videos there. And of course, I'm still on Instagram and growing my YouTube. And a lot of this is just, the planets are aligned, things are working out. Google has done a lot of things that made bloggers very upset in the past couple of years. But just recently, as of this week, today, actually, I think they finished doing their latest update, and my traffic is getting a little bit of a spike to my blog. So that's another reason why I really want to focus more on the canine enrichment, DIY enrichment, how-to tutorials, and all kind of stuff over on wearwagrepeat.com. So as always, I kind of like to use this podcast as like a way to show you what I'm doing, what works, what doesn't work, because that's really how I have built my expertise, by like simply trial and error, seeing what works to grow my business and then telling you about it for your own business. And that's kind of the foundation of all of my petpreneur educational resources. So I'll keep doing that. And just like I'm seeing that the Google update has just finished doing all the updating this week, and my traffic is up, and people are always asking me, how do I know what's up? How do I know what keywords I'm ranking for? That's all the stuff that I'm going to be really immersing myself in even more as I continue to grow all of the enrichment resources on my blog and work on getting more traffic there. So I'll share all of that with you guys here. If TikTok for some reason really takes off for me, I'll share that with you here as well. And any other kind of cool and exciting marketing things that I am doing to grow the pet parent side of Wear Wag Repeat, I'll be sharing that here with you. So I don't know that there'll be weekly updates, but I am committing to at least twice a month updating this podcast here and continuing to talk about marketing for your pet business. I just kind of geek out on marketing stuff. So to me, it's really exciting. And you might know that I have a little side gig as a boxing instructor at the gym that I go to. And this month marks 1 year that I have been a boxing coach at this gym. And I really love it. I only teach 1 day a week. I usually teach Wednesday mornings, which is just perfect for me because as someone who's worked from home for the past 15 years, it's really nice to have a reason to get out of my house and go interact with other humans. So I love doing that. And just yesterday, I was there teaching my class, and I was talking to my friend Erin, who is the manager of the gym, and she's like, we need some marketing ideas. We need to get some fresh people in the gym. And we just spent a half an hour brainstorming, and she was like, oh my God, mind blown. This is such a good idea. And she took action and she followed through on some of the ideas that I came up with yesterday, and they're already in the works and the wheels are already turning. So I love talking about marketing and brainstorming creative, out of the box and inexpensive ways that you can grow your business and grow your audience. So I'm going to keep coming here to talk about it. But I want to make sure it's things that you want to hear about. So like I said, if you have questions about episodes that you're trying to find somewhere in the archive, let me know and I will point you in the right direction. But if you also have any questions about marketing, digital media, social media, whatever it is, blogging, however you want to grow your pet business online, maybe you want to start a podcast. I'd be happy to do some episodes here on the Wear Wag Repeat podcast about that to help answer your questions. And of course, I have to mention, if you want my one-on-one support, the best way to do that is in Wear Wag Repeat Society, my monthly membership. So you can go to wearwagrepeat.com/society. The doors are always open, so you can join. And there's actually a 2-week trial. So if you just want to check it out, you could join for 2 weeks, and that would give you access to 2 weeks worth of office hours. So that's a pretty great bang for your buck right there. And you'll find that right on that page, wearwagrepeat.com/society. You'll get all of the details. And like I said, I did really simplify all of my offers and availability this year. So everything's in Wear Wag Repeat Society. So I don't do any one-on-one coaching outside of that. And the reason is that usually on my one-on-one coaching calls, I'll say, oh my gosh, I have this great video or this great workshop or this great resource. Let me find it for you. And it's always in Wear Wag Repeat Society. So I thought, okay, why don't we just make this easier for everyone? Have you join the society. So you just pay one flat monthly rate. You can get one-on-one support from me. And then you can also get access to all the resources I'm going to recommend to you anyhow. And it's also less expensive than what I was charging for a one-on-one session. So really, it's a great deal for anyone out there who's interested in doing that, who wants to kind of get my brain on whatever it is that you're working on. So whatever it is, I'd love to hear about what you are working on, what I could cover to help you out here. And just, give me a shout out to let me know you listened to this episode. And thanks so much for being a loyal listener. I know it was kind of an unexpected 6-week or so hiatus that I took here with the podcast. But I'm excited that we get to stay in touch, and hopefully you are listening to this or watching this somewhere and you have already hit the subscribe button so that you can make sure you hear and see all the future episodes. All right, that's it for this little quick update today. If you have any questions, you know where to find me, and I'll see you back here in 2 weeks for another new episode of the Wear Wag Repeat podcast.